This posterior surface of the manubrium sternum, it actually forms the anterior boundary of the superior mediastinum. Now, let us come to the body. You see, this one is the body. Body is formed by fusion of 4 segments of sternibri. So these are the ridges. These are the ridges present on the anterior surface, which represent the fusion of 4 sternibri. Body has got anterior surface, body has got posterior surface, body has got lateral borders, body has got upper end and lower end. You see, upper end of the body articulates with the lower margin of the manubrium sternum, thereby formation of a joint occurs. The name of the joint is manubrio-sternal joint, which is a symphysial joint. You see, the lower end of the body, it articulates with the upper end of the Giffey-sternum, thereby formation of a joint occurs here. The name of the joint is Giffey-sternal joint. Body lies against T5 to T8, 5th to 8th thoracic vertebra. The manubrium sternum, it lies against bodies of T3 and T4 vertebra. Now, the attachment in the anterior surface. Anterior surface, at the anterior surface, we will find the pectoralis major muscle to take origin, which is descending from the anterior surface of the manubrium sternum along the anterior surface of the body of the sternum. Sometimes there is a foramen present at the junction of 3rd and 4th sternibri. That is called sternal foramen. That is a developmental defect. Because of non-fusion of these 2 sternibri, there may be presence of a foramen. Actually, it has got no clinical importance, and there is no structure passing through this. In the posterior surface, in the lower part, sternocostalis muscles are found to be attached. Sternocostalis muscles are found to be attached. In the posterior surface, superior and inferior sternopericardial ligaments are attached. From the sternum to the pericardium, 2 ligaments, one lying above and the other below. They are called superior and inferior pericardial ligaments. Now the lateral borders. You see, in the lateral borders there are 6 costal facets which are present on either side. First and last facets are articulating with the cartilages of the 2nd and 7th costal cartilages respectively. They are the demifacets or half facets. The rest are the full facets, where 3rd to 6th costal cartilages are articulated, forming the sternocostal joints. The posterior surface of the body actually form the anterior boundary of the anterior mediastinum. It is in relation to the origin of the sternocostales, attachment of the superior and inferior sternopericardial ligaments, loose areolar tissue, anterior margins of both the lungs, and sternocostal surface of the pericardium. You see, this portion of the sternum is called the Giffey sternum. Giffey sternum, it may be broad, it may be thin, it may be bifid, it may be pointed. It lies in relation to the left lobe of the liver, separated by the diaphragm. It has got a tip, it has got lateral borders, it has got anterior surface, it has got posterior surface. Tip of the xiphoid process provides attachment for linea alba. Anterior surface, this one is the anterior surface. It provides attachment to the aponeurosis of the external oblique. It provides insertion to the rectus abdominis. The lateral margin provides insertion of the internal oblique. Now, the posterior surface. Posterior surface provides attachment to the sternocostalis muscle, which I have already told. Posterior surface provides sternal origin or xiphoidal origin of the diaphragm. Now, let us know what are the joints formed by this bone. You see, clavicular notch, it articulates with the sternal end of the clavicle, forming the sternoclavicular joint, which is a synovial joint. At the uppermost part of the lateral margin of the manubrium sternum, the full costal facet, it articulates with the first costal cartilage, forming the first sternocostal joint, which is a primary cartilaginous joint. All the other facets present in the lateral borders provide articulation to the second to seventh costal cartilages, and these joints are the synovial joints. This joint, which is formed out of articulation between the lower margin of the manubrium sternum and upper end of the body, this is the manubriosternal joint. Sternal angle. This elevation is called the sternal angle. Another joint is formed here out of articulation between the lower end of the body of the sternum and the upper end of the xiphoid process. This is the Giffey sternal joint. One important point to remember is the vertebral levels, which I am repeating. You see, the posterior surface of the manubrium sternum, it lies against T3 and T4. The body lies against T5 and T8. Now the ossification. Sternum develops by fusion of two cartilaginous plates at the mid-ventral line. There are primary centers for the manubrium sternum and each for the sternivori. Primary centers for the manubrium sternum may be 1 to 3. Primary centers for the manubrium sternum and one each primary center for the first and second sternivori. They appear in the 5th month of the intrauterine life. The ossification centers for the 3rd and 4th sternivori are usually paired and appear in the 5th and 6th fetal months respectively. The fusion of the sternivori starts at about puberty and gets completed by 25th year. The xiphoid process begins to ossify in the 3rd year and fuses with the body at about 40th year. The bony fusion of the manubriosternal joint may take place at about 60th year. Now, regarding the applieds. Sternal foramen, I have already told you, that has got no clinical significance. Actually, that occurs because of non-fusion between the 3rd and 4th sternivori. In extreme cases of non-fusion, there may result a condition which is called ectopia cordis, in which the heart is exposed to the exterior. The sternal bone is used for puncture. Sternal puncture. Sternal puncture is occasionally done by inserting a large bore needle through the cortex of the sternum for aspiration and blood cells analysis. Funnel chest or pectus excavatum is a deformity of the chest in which the lower end of the sternum is depressed and the xiphoid process projects sharply forward. Pigeon chest or pectus carinatum is a condition where sternum projects anteriorly and the chest is flattened on each side. The body of the sternum is sensitive to nociceptive stimulation. That's why to arouse the comatose patient, rubbing of the sternum with one's knuckle this way is done. Sometimes a midline sternostome, splitting of the sternum, is made for surgical access to the middle and superior mediastinum. So, in summarization, sternum is a flat bone. Craniocaudally, it has got 3 parts, namely manubrium, body and xiphoid. Manubrium unites with the body at the manubriosternal joint, which is a symphyseal joint, body with the xiphoid process at xiphisternal joint. This is the anterior surface of the sternum. This is the posterior surface of the sternum. Anterior surface, at the anterior surface of the sternum, there are transverse ridges present, where the posterior surface is concave and smooth. important joints of the thoracic cage occurs here. The joints are the sternocostal joints. First sternocostal joint is a primary cartilaginous joint, and the others are the synovial joints. We will come across another joint here. The name of the joint is sternoclavicular joint. It is a synovial joint. So that's all.